Uplift, Conversations with Visionaries, is an inspiring interview series showcasing the journeys of successful entrepreneurs who not only excel in their fields, but also use their success as a force for positive change. It is another episode of Uplift, Conversations with Visionaries. I am bringing you another amazing entrepreneur. I want to welcome you to the show, Jason.
Thank you, Alicia. Well, glad to be here.
I know you are going to share your journey as an entrepreneur, the highs, the lows, and all of that good stuff. I know we keep these segments short. They're intended to be inspirational. I have no doubt that your story is going to be inspirational as well. So let's get right into it. The first question I love to ask my guests is to share one of your high points, one of your greatest accomplishments professionally. So what's top of mind for you, Jason?
Well, my last company that I had, my wife and I set out to buy a company, and we were going to keep it, and we were going to build it up and build a company that we love to be at, and that we were growing and continued to be there. And the high point came was we built this great company with a great culture, and then somebody came to us and said, "We want to buy it." We became the the 900-pound gorilla in our market. We had overcome the challenges of competitors overbuilding us and doing other and coming in, and we just took that and we said, okay, let's keep going. And this acquirer came to us and said, we want to buy your company because of what you've built. And that was a huge success for us. We were like, well, we didn't intend to do this, and it only happened in 3 years where we had expected to have the company for 20. And so we asked ourselves three critical questions that we said we would do, which is it right for our customers? Is it right for our team? And is it right for our family? And the answer to all of those ended up being yes. And so we ended up selling the company for a nice exit. I won't share all the details for it from confidential reasons, but it was a healthy multi-figure exit, and we had a great opportunity to continue to go. And that company is still thriving today as a dominant place in the market. So we know that the culture was truly foundational because we sold that. It's been 3 years and continuing to go and grow. And so that was one of the best things is when we had the vision of building that company, it was truly a visionary company and built for success.
I love that you shared those three questions. It really demonstrates a level of deep integrity and genuine caring. I think that there's something to be said for individuals who are creating businesses from that perspective, where it is about genuinely taking care of your clients, genuinely taking care of your customers, genuinely taking care of your team, and also honoring yourself. There's often that skewed thing that people wrestle with where they feel like if I give, then it's taking something away from me. And that scarcity mindset is very destructive personally and professionally. And when we step into this more visionary leadership role, it has such a positive effect on everyone who is influenced and touched by that business. I love that. Now I've got to shift gears a little bit. So we
Okay.
talked a little bit about your high point. Now we're going to talk a little bit about one of the challenges that you've gone through. And in some cases, it's not necessarily business related. Sometimes it's personal. Sometimes it is business related. But can you share with us one of those lower points that you had to go through on your journey?
Yeah, so this actually is a direct correlation as to why we came up with the three questions to ask in the sale is I had a previous exit in a company that I had built for 11 years. We had been in a small market, and and when I say small market, it was a small market of about 1,500 people and a very small town. We knew everybody. We lived there for 11 years. And I, at that point, was a very selfish leader. I decided to to take an opportunity to sell the company to try to grow and go bigger. And I didn't take into consideration the customers, and I didn't take into consideration the team members that I had on board. And when we sold, it was a crushing experience because the company we sold to was very dysfunctional. And so the level of service that the customers got went downgraded substantially. And when we were in such a close-knit community, we heard it, and they were compassionate about it, but it still felt really heavy on my heart. And that led to a complete breakdown at a annual event. We had started to work with this company. I had started to help them in their leadership journey and try to build an executive team and start to really build the company up and to grow again. And the we were at an annual planning event, and it brought me to tears. When I had just it had all consumed me of how it had crushed the spirits of my customers, it crushed my spirits of why, and I regretted the entire sale of the business, even though it was the right thing to do for our family to be able to get out. It wasn't necessarily in the right way, or so I had thought at the time, but it wouldn't have turned me into who I am today with the enjoyment of the coaching that I do today and the leadership that I have today. That was my turning point inside of it. It was the time frame of when I say my ego got popped, and I started to come to the realization that, wait, this isn't about me. This is about the world that we serve, and how can we go about going into this um, future that we hold and serve the better of the community. But it was definitely a thing. And I still feel bad for those customers today, even though it has been many years since that transaction occurred.
One of the cliches that I oftentimes hear people say is that entrepreneurship really is a spiritual journey. And there are many, many, many opportunities for our ego to get knocked down a few notches. That is probably a great time for us to transition into my third and final question, which is how are you paying it forward? How are you giving back? What ways are you passionate about helping others now that you're on the other side again and you are creating more success for yourself?
Yeah, so that's why I got into coaching, which is the paid side of why I help people of helping people get back in and continue to build their businesses. It crushes my spirit every time I hear a small business door close and not reopen again. Like when I know they're closing, it's a very soul crushing experience because I know that there could have been things that they could have done to be able to save it and move forward. But where I'm helping in a philanthropic type area is my podcast that I run is for small business owners to share what their passions are and why they started their businesses and why they support other small business owners. And we host that podcast it launches 2 days a week, and get to have great conversations. I get to meet amazing people that are doing all kinds of stuff around the entire world. I didn't realize it was going to end up being a global podcast, but it has started to reach into far outside just the US, and has been a very rewarding experience to be able to take the content and share that with the world.
Awesome. Again, awesome. I love these conversations. And for those who are listening to these episodes, I'm sure everybody's at a different stage in their business, in their entrepreneurial journey, but there's something to be said about the type of individual who's drawn to listening to these conversations. They are beautiful human beings with big visions and genuinely want to have a positive impact on other people. And so, for that reason, I want to thank our listeners very much for who they are and what their intentions are and the good that they're doing in the world. And of course, also a huge thank you to you because you fit that mold as well. And you're out there being one of those leaders and sharing your experiences. And that's a beautiful thing. So thank you so much, Jason, for being with
Thank,
me today.
thank you, Alicia.
And of course, until next time, we will see you in another episode.